Hello, and welcome to series number 2 of the NGS day number 1. It is going to be Division B West between Clouded Mines and Bork side of the moon. Now, it is going to be one of the bigger divisions. Division B is massive. Now, I believe I have the wrong graphic ready, to be completely honest. Give me one moment. Yeah, I have Division E. Boom. There, Division B West. That's how it should be, and that's what we're playing into. It is going to be 7 teams, a double round robin once again. So every team is going to play each other twice. Now, in the future, I'm going to try and have standings when I do this. But right now, every team is still at 0 wins, 0 losses. It is the first week, the first set of games. But right now, these are our 7 teams, and today's going to be Clouded Mine versus Bork side of the moon. Now, we've already done the map pick and draft. And the 2 bands on this, it was picked, first of all, by Bork side of the moon. They won the coin toss. They decided to go for map pick. And they banned out Braxis and Battlefield of Eternity. Garden of Terror and Volsky Foundry were banned by Clouded Mines. Alterac Pass being the first pick. Now, it does look like both teams are almost ready to get going. But my dream, once again, I've even cast a little bit in the offseason. I cast the Combine. And okay, so the Combine was my fault because I can pick my own maps for that. But I decided to be fair and only pick maps that are really going to be played in the NGS. But out of the entire list of maps, I've yet to cast a Sky Temple game, which is very unfortunate because unironically, it is one of my favorite maps. I love Sky Temple. Braxis and Sky Temple are definitely my 2 favorite maps. And Braxis is always banned and Sky Temple is usually ignored. It was banned in the first series today when we were casting that Division E game. Yeah, we're just waiting, I believe, on 1 more player. But it's going to be a lot of fun watching these 2 teams play. I brought this up in the first series of the day, but just as a refresher, there has been a couple patches between Season 18 and Season 19 of the NGS. So the metas have shifted a little bit. Not too much. I think they're mostly pretty small changes. With the exception of Zul'jin and Oriel. I think those 2 would definitely change the most. And a slight nerf to Johanna. She's still viable, she's still good, just not quite as good as she used to be. Especially in the lower tiers of play. Okay, all 10 members are now in the lobby. Hopefully we will be starting draft soon. I want to get started into the games. It does look like we are about to get going. First map, Alterac Pass. So it is going to be more of a tall map. So I wonder if that's going to change how the drafts go on. Okay, so we are into map number 1, Clouded Mines, Bork side of the moon. And with the draft, I'm not really sure who both of these 2 teams play. I have cast a decent amount of games of Bork side of the moon. I've definitely cast Clouded Mines. At least some of the members I definitely remember casting in the past. Well, with this many players, hard to remember exactly who plays what. But now the main bans I have been seeing today, Samuro, interestingly enough. Samuro is quite strong and someone that I have seen a lot of people complain about over on Reddit, online, and just kind of all over the place. Samuro is a very strong hero, and if played in the right hands, it's very difficult to do anything against it. Now, Falstad going to be the answered ban from Bork side of the moon. Gust, obviously an absolutely massive playmaking spell. And Lost Vikings as well. Wow, Clouded Mines, they do not want to deal with the offlaner on the side of Bork side of the moon. And Junkrat, gonna get banned away as well. Very solid hero to ban here. Very good at preventing the point from getting capped, as Tiger will lock into Haka. Now, Dahaka, obviously, very tall map means lots of possible map movements. And especially because the camps take so long to take, Dahaka is given a lot more time to soak on the opposite side of the map. It could genuinely create some meaningful advantages the longer the game goes on. But Silver Spy and Bacon gonna lock in Sylvanas and Brightwing. Pretty standard lock-ins so far on both sides. Nothing too breaking. Chromie gonna get locked in for Trash Mouse. And Oreo, now that's who I really wanted to talk about. Oreo was definitely one of the biggest beneficiaries of the last few patches. Has gotten buffed quite a bit. Like every other main healer, like Rhaegar, Anduin, etc., they all got nerfed just a tiny bit. It wasn't any super meaningful change. Just very light taps. But Oreo also got buffed quite a bit during all that. And because of that, Oreo is really powerful. And with the Crystal Aegis being a super powerful ability as well, that ultimate just completely giving someone a free stasis, could get a lot of pretty solid changes going on here. But now the Joanna is going to get banned away by Bork's side of the moon. And the Anub'arak going to get a banned away from Clouded Mines. Now, I'm wondering about that Anub'arak ban, because I don't think Anub'arak's really that threatening for anything they've picked so far. But I'm wondering if they're doing that to open something up for themselves later on. They already do have the long-range Pokemage and Chromie. And what I typically see Anub'arak picked into is something like Li Ming or Mephisto. But I do think it'd be a bit of an interesting choice with their current draft setup. Diva and Zoe locked in for Bork's side of the moon. Now, that is also quite interesting because those are both heroes that are typically played in the offlane. I believe ATD and... Well, everyone on the side of Bork's side of the moon, they can all flex into multiple roles. And that's what makes guessing where they're going so much harder. I'm guessing ATD is going to be playing the Diva in a main tank role. That's my current assumption. Might be completely wrong. Could be triple bruiser. Like I say, with Bork's side of the moon, you literally never know what they're going to pull out. But now Rogue going to lock in the Vala and Tempest Jet on the Muradin. So very standard composition from Clouded Mines. I'm still not sure about if the Anub'arak ban might have just been targeted towards the player. But either way, they have a solid draft on the side of Clouded Mines. They have a lot of protection on their team. And ES Cypher going to lock in the Phoenix. So yeah, it looks like ATD going to be main tanking on Diva, off lane Zoe on Smoke. Very interesting team comp. And it's always hard to predict the winner of these things because a lot of the time there's good reasons for it, but there's an instant route, or not an instant route, but a guaranteed route from Smoke that lets bounce from ATD. Just a lot of things for a potential Planet Cracker. I don't think that's what'll come out, but we can dream. All right, and we're in game. I'm sorry, I choked on some tea while doing the bumper. But it's Clouded Mines versus Bork's side of the moon. Game number 1 on Alterac Pass. Oh, that's a great way to start. But either way, I'm really curious to see how this Phoenix is going to be built. Phoenix isn't a hero I see often. What are we got the weapon modes, the plasma cutters, and warp. So those are the 3 abilities. This really should show you how often I cast Phoenix. I think I've cast Phoenix once in a dual cast for Heroes League Nexus Rumble. And now they are grouping over the top side for Bork's side of the moon, but Rogue and Tempest Jet are ready for it. And in fact, they're going to be using the Bush Stalker as well. So it's a 3v3 Tiger looking for the drag, but not going to be able to get it. Smoke going to get healed up by the phase shift from Silver Spy. And really, at the end of the day, both these teams used a couple of their cooldowns, used both of their cross maps, and no one really came out on top. Clouded Mine's going to be able to have a little bit extra poke, but that's really it. It is going to be the Hungering Arrow build. Puncturing Arrow was the first talent for the Vala. And Vala does typically have quote-unquote 3 builds. You'll rarely see the the multi-shot build, but it does exist and some people do run it. And I've run it and I've gotten flamed for it, so highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun in Storm League. But regardless, it's going to be Trash Mouse versus ES Cypher over in the bot lane. And ES Cypher going to be dealing a lot of damage and in a very good position to just keep wailing on a Trash Mouse. Look at all that damage. Going to warp away as well and isn't even going to take that much damage because of the shield. Now, the siege camp started by ATD and Rogue and Ruffian, both sides already on it. But there is a bit of an odd number push happening to the top side. Bacon's just pushing in with Silver Spy. They have Black Arrows as well, but Tempest Jet is now here. But no real play to make. They do have the Root coming out. And in fact, what is that? The Bone Prison and the Spectral Sight. But yeah, anyway, they do have the Bone Prison going over on a Tempest Jet, but they don't really have any follow-up, but they do have the drag coming through on a Bacon. And Bacon does use the wave to get away. Drops aggro as well. Ruffian's here to heal up Tiger and Tempest Jet, but doesn't have too much energy quite yet. And then meanwhile, both of the things have been taken, both of the siege camps. ATD just going to use self-destruct to push in the lane a bit. It's actually pretty good for them because they do have this siege camp. They're going to be able to get a decent chunk of damage and another set of Black Arrows. They're actually going to take down this entire cannon tower basically immediately. Now ATD will be able to mech up shortly, but actually gets stunned and interrupted, and that's going to be a first blood going over to Rogue. Rogue able to get themselves that kill. And I actually noticed, I wonder if this is a spectator bug, but the kill count didn't even go up. I wonder if it did at all. So it counts as a half death, not a full death. But it's interesting because you rarely see them self-destruct and then die after that. It does happen, but it is quite rare. So I guess that's why it said 0, because it's only a half death, not a full death. Diva mechanics. Rogue and Trash Mouse gonna take out a good chunk of that top cannon tower, or upper cannon tower in the bot lane. Not able to finish it, but a lot of damage towards it. And ITD is back in the mech, and is going to be clearing away this mid wave. But the camp, Rogue and Ruffian, and really the entire side of Clouded Mines, except for Tiger, who has the Brush Stalker, already here. They've even set up the little sand traps, and Trash Mouse going to come through and pick up all of the XP orbs in this wave. With the cannon tower gone, ES Cypher does have a little bit of an easier position to deal with this, but I mean, this wasn't even contested. Clouded Mines just kind of get themselves a pretty free camp. I think they're trying to contest over this top side, and now they're really going to come through. 3 members up top. They're going to be able to take down this wall entirely. But it's a Dahaka. Dahaka is so difficult to play into. Has the Bone Prison, but got the drag as well. And look at the damage on a Tiger. Going to get healed up by Ruffian, but the Brush Stalker is coming through. They're not going to land, but they do have the pull onto Smoke, and Smoke going to go down as first and a half blood? I'm not even sure what to call this. Technically second kill, but technically first kill. Going to Clouded Mines as they're pushing in with the cavalry at the same time. Now there is a bit of a fight over the bot side, but looks like they just warped away. But now ATD getting hit by multiple hungry arrows. And it's just going to be ATD, Baby Diva running away, trying to deal as much damage as possible. The healer almost warped in. And actually might have even been best that Silver Spy wasn't able to get the phase shift off. Would have been in a very difficult position afterwards. Especially before level 10 without that blink heal, it is very difficult to escape on that right wing. But now they've already taken out the first half, and they do have the pullback. And look at the damage on a Silver Spy. Silver Spy gets completely taken down. The temporal loop is just so good. And now the wave does go through everyone once again. The cavalry is going to be done. And Tempest is quite low, but again, it's just Bacon and ATD, so a little bit difficult to commit 2v4. There was a decent push over the top side. Smoke got a pretty solid wave forced in. Now ES Cypher just going to be matching Tiger and clearing the waves with the big boom weapon. What is that weapon called? Repeater Cannon and Phase Bomb. Okay. Now, Smoke once again with the Bone Prison. Just getting a little bit of poke with the Scythe as well. I just need a little bit more damage onto this cannon, and the cannon towers are gone. So the entire mid wall is gone as well. And Rogue is just going to be clearing away the siege camp. A little bit low on mana, may need to tap, but the real push is happening over the bot side right now. Brush Stalker is coming through. Tiger pinging. And the black arrows were utilized, but not too much has been done. Now the polymorph does land on a rogue. ES Cypher is pushing forward. They're looking towards rogue, and they do have a little bit of a good position. Rogue's taking so much damage. The Rain of Vengeance and the Planet Cracker just used for zoning. But the stasis, the wave is not going to come out. Just barely not enough range. Bacon looking for that first kill for Bork side of the moon, but they were not able to get it. But with the health advantage, they're going to be able to get themselves a little bit of a push. Might not be too healthy quite yet, but it is the Planet Cracker for ES Cypher for level 10. No, Tiger looking for the drag, not going to land it. And just a little bit of damage dealt towards the fort, but not too much quite yet. Now stasis, Trash Mouse goes into stasis, probably just removing from the Bone Prism. But the Temporal Loop with the phase shift coming through. They could look towards Trash Mouse, but no place here. Trash Mouse is playing correctly, making sure that they have their distance. But that does open up the boss in the bot lane. So Clouded Mind's immediately going to go for it. And just kind of like last time, no one's really contesting them. They're just going to be able to get themselves a free boss. And that's just going to be a push that they get for themselves. Now, Trash Mouse, they are trying to connect onto them. And they will be able to get themselves that first blood in the top side. And also with that, they should be able to get the first fort. So this time, they did give up the boss for free. But they were able to get a lot for themselves because of it. ATD also dealing so much damage to this mid lane fort, down to half HP, and Smoke is looking to take the camp, but is in a little bit of a pickle. Tiger gonna get the pull back, and yeah, Smoke's kind of in the middle of everything. But Ruffian taking so much damage, and actually with ATD, Crystal Aegis does come through, but ATD gonna have the self-destruct. But with a little snapback, Ruffian is going to be okay and is able to just kind of heal through the damage that D.Va's pulling out. But now D.Va's in a bad spot. The drag comes through. Down to Baby D.Va. Gets hit into the wall. Detainment strike for Ruffian. And that's going to be another 2 kills for them. Clouded Minds win the fight in the end, as the boss did take the bottom fort. But now he has Cypher and Bacon. They're both pushing. I'm not sure if Black Arrow is up right now, but honestly, I don't even think they'll need it. They do have the laser. They do have the auto attacks. Just a couple more, and they will have themselves the second fort of the game. So in terms of structures, they're actually in a good spot. But Silver Spy, not in a good spot in terms of HP bar. Now Smoke also getting hit a little bit as the shield gets hit into the time stop. Temporal Loop not going to be coming through quite yet, though. Actually, it's on cooldown. Was used earlier. Probably to kill the Brightwing. That would make a lot more sense. They are looking for the objective. Now Tempest Jet fighting with ATD. 5 seconds left. They just need to hold on to it a little bit longer. And ATD, not in the best spot right now, is going to get taken back down into D.Va form. And ATD, wrong side of the map once again. And ATD will get taken down. So that's yet another kill for Clouded Minds as their next set of cavalry has spawned. This mid lane fort almost taken down, but same on the side of Bork side of the moon. I think their mid lane fort is just gone and might even be taken down before they even get there. Now the Hungering Arrow already at 18 strikes, so decent bit of bonus damage coming through for this Vala. And then on top of that, they have the Temporal Loop actually onto Smoke. They're looking for the play. Dragon's Breath as well. Phase shift over top, but Planet Cracker into the mind control. Avatar does come through for Tempest Jet, but so much damage dealt in that combo. And it's only going to be enough to zone them away. It's not going to be enough to defend or to take anyone down with them, but they will be able to defend onto their mid gate. And now ATD trying to walk up top. The entire team is here. Tempest Jet into the Bone Prison, but does get crashed. But the drag currently right now to Smoke, and Smoke with the Detainment Strike gets pushed even further back. And that's going to be yet another kill for Clouded Minds. Now they're still looking towards ATD. The cavalry is still alive, but they have 5 members up top. And they're going to be able to take down the final fort as another drag lands. And ATD using the self-destruct, trying to stay alive, and will go down. The self-destruct does go off, hits Trash Mouse for a lot, but they're able to get the kill. They're able to get the fort. 9-1 in kills, over a level lead. Why not take the boss on the way out as well? Clouded Minds looking really strong right now. They'll be able to take this boss safely. The other boss only spawning in a minute and a half, so definitely no answer on the opposite side of the map. The mid fort did get taken down by Silver Spy and Bacon during this. So it's really even in terms of structures. But in terms of pressures, as Smoke walks up a little bit too far, gets hit by the stun. And then Silver Spy does come through as well, but with the time lapse, with the Stormhammer, it's just going to be another free kill for Clouded Minds. And now they're still pushing up. They're going to be taking out this this entire gate. The boss only now arriving, actually. They were able to get the kill before the boss really got here. ATD just trying to buy some space, taps on the well. And a stun does that on ATD, and they were able to take down the mech. So it's just going to be Baby Diva for a little bit, and that really removes a lot of their playmaking potential, especially with Smoke currently being down. Now ATD gonna get hit by the time lapse, and then hit by the boss immediately after, and the Rain of Vengeance, and the Dragon's Breath. Bacon also gets hit a lot on the backside, so ATD really needs to get back into mech form. Already at half energy, but doesn't matter. The keep is gone. There is a little bit of fighting going on in the bot side, but it's just Tiger and matching ES Cypher, making sure there is no push on the opposite side of the lane. Now, luckily, it is Alterac Pass. Losing one keep probably matters least of all on this map compared to any other map. You definitely want at least 2 before you can try committing towards an end. Backdooring is basically impossible on this map. So it's not curtains yet for Bork side of the moon, but with 11-1 being the kill score at the current state of the map, it is definitely going to be difficult for them to come back. And now, level 20 is not quite hit, but level 18 has been hit. Whoops. That's the button. I'm good at this, I swear. But yeah, it's going to be the extra stuck in a loop, so it's going to be the extra second loop that's going to be coming through. Now they're looking for the plays. They are going to be fighting now Bork side of the moon, so they are down 1 talent due to the nature of the Chromie, but Ruffing going to take a lot of damage, not going to get hit by the self-destruct. But ES Cypher is fighting, gets into the temporal loop, and there is going to be a secondary loop, but it's not even needed. In the meanwhile, the fight is coming through in the backside. Bacon able to get a kill on a Rogue, but it is still 3v4. No healer left on the side of Bork side of the moon. ATD into Baby Diva. The wave comes out over top, but it doesn't matter. 3 kills goes to Clouded Minds, and they're going to be able to lock in this next set of cavalry, and potentially this is the last set of cavalry. Now they do already have a wave slowly but surely pushing in the bot lane that they're going to meet up with. Crash Mouse going to make sure that they can quickly clear the wave and just start pushing in immediately. Still 12 seconds until ES Cypher and Silver Spire back up. So they're going to try and push in, maybe take the gate down before they can come to the defense. Now Bacon trying to clear out as well. And the Haunting Wave, very powerful, actually clears the entire wave just on its own. But the gate is gone before the cavalry even arrives. But now the cavalry is here. What even are they riding? Are those like little goat rams things? They're actually pretty cool. But anyway, to get back on topic, they are pushing forward. They're losing a lot of health on this cavalry, so they're not going to get too much damage done onto the keep in the bot lane. They're going to have to settle for just taking down the wall here and the wall over in the mid lane, which is pretty good, all things to be said. And now ATD coming in from behind. They are able to push Tiger a little bit. They do have the Polymorph and the Planet Cracker over top, and so much damage dealt. But now Bacon gonna get pulled in. Mind Control lands over into Rogue, and Trash Mouth gets taken down quite low as well on the backside. Avatar used as well, but no one going down on either of these two teams then. Good defense overall by Bork side of the moon. They were definitely looking for a more aggressive play, but whenever you're the team that's behind, and you don't lose on your aggressive play, that's always a good sign. That just means you were able to burn a lot of cooldowns on the other side, and you're able to extend the game. Once level 20s do come through, it will be a much more even game state. However, the issue is Clouded Minds, they don't want to let them get that level 20. They're going to take the boss, and with this, they should be able to take the keep and could potentially threaten the game because they will have level 20s for a little bit before Bork side of the moon, but they're very close. They're definitely trying to get it back. Once they take this siege camp, once a couple more waves are taken by ES Cypher, level 20s will be on the horizon, but they need to get them, and they need to get back ASAP. In fact, I think you can't really wait for level 20s to come to you quite yet. They have to go back. Very close. They're about to ding over, but they have to play safe until then. There, level 20s now hit on Bork side of the moon, but the boss is here. All 5 members are here. This could be a potential ending angle depending on how this fight goes. Now they have been able to clear a good chunk of this. Now Tiger looking for the play. Rain of Vengeance not going to land. They do have the stun on ATD, but the self-destruct coming through. And then they have the Tempest Jet gonna get hit by it and loses half the HP, but the Detainment Strike does that on a Smoke, and Smoke taking so much damage. The ultimate does come through and so much DPS over top, but there's no one able to help because everyone is trying to deal with the boss, and they have to deal with it. Now ATD gonna get team back together and immediately taken down. The planet card comes out over top, canceled almost immediately. Now the boss is gone. Tiger also going to get taken down. Huge shield coming through. The core is still at 10,000 HP. It's going to be difficult, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it. They have to walk away. Yes, Cypher looking for the play, but Ruffian with the Detainment Strike able to stop the fight, at least for now. Bacon still looking. Mind Control not going to land. As Rogue just kind of stacking the Hungering Arrows with every vault. So yes, Cypher at half HP. Rogue actually looking for an offensive play. Got a pretty good chunk of damage dealt. And in fact, they have the time lapse onto ES Cypher. And ES Cypher just going to get blown up. Now Bacon trying to get the kill over onto Ruffian, but it's not going to happen. They do have the time lapse onto Bacon. Silver Spy trying to keep Bacon alive, but there's just too much damage. The temporal loop is just too strong. And Silver Spy getting taken down to half HP. And no allies here. It's just a little Brightwing trying to get away, but the little Brightwing that could will be able to escape. And in fact, the middle keep got taken down during that. So Bork's Side of the Moon evened out the structures just a little bit. Midwave is probably the least important one to have pressure of, but it's still good to have one lane that you do have an advantage of. There is one lane that will push for you no matter what. But with the bottom boss getting taken down, that means that Clouded Minds, they can start moving up towards this top boss instead. They're going to push out the top lane, and they know it's still 3v5 for a little bit on the map, so this should be pretty free for them. That Cloud of Mind's definitely putting together a very solid offense. With Bork Side of the Moon's defense, it's been holding strong. Cloud of Minds have always gotten something in their pushes, though. And this is going to be quite a bit different compared to the last push. Because, first of all, the bosses get stronger with every minute. The later into the game we are, the harder it is to deal with it. The other part is this time there is an objective available. The camps are up. And there is also no keep to kind of delay this boss push. Now they are starting to push into it and start the fight, but it looks like both teams looking for the team fight. Clouded Minds is looking for the play. They do have the Stormhammer and ES Cypher, and the Rain of Vengeance lands on them both, and they're able to take down Silver Spy. Silver Spy goes down, and ES Cypher and Bacon getting hit by Rogue in the backline, and just so much damage going on all sides, but all of it's in favor of Clouded Minds. And just like that, Bork Side of the Moon, ATD is still alive, trying to delay, but the boss is already on the keep. Bacon is still alive as well. ATD trying to do their best, but the drag has landed. The Hungering Arrows have landed. ATD's in Baby Diva form and will go down. Bacon's at 300 HP. Tempest Jet's looking for the play. The wave not going to get utilized, and Tempest Jet is just playing with his food. And just like that, Clouded Mind is going to win game number 1. And just like that, game 1 is over. Clouded Minds able to come through with the victory. Very solid win for them. They got a very good team fight. They put the pressure on them with the boss. They put the pressure on them by starting the camp at the same time. And Bork Side of the Moon, they definitely needed to go forward. They definitely needed to try and at least stop something. But Clouded Minds saw that, and they got them during the rotation before they could set up. And with that, they were able to get themselves the win. Now we're going to go to a short little break, but when we come back... we're going to have game 2. So don't go anywhere, and see you in a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Towers of Doom.
All right, and we are back to map number 2, Towers of Doom. Now, this map was selected by Bork Side of the Moon, so first pick is going to Clouded Mines, I believe. I don't know. I always lose track of how this works. I really should figure it out someday, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's going right now. But anyway, Towers of Doom, definitely a pretty different map, but I was going to say the Lost Vikings, definitely still a very solid band to go forward with. Samuro, I believe, might struggle a bit more on this map, but could still be decent. Something like Zeratul, I don't know if they play it on the side of Bork, but Zeratul is also very powerful over on this map. And now Chromie gonna get banned away by Bork as well. So they decided they don't want to deal with a temporal loop anymore. Definitely did not have fun that game, as Trash Mouse was constantly pulling them back in and out. But with that being said, it is gonna change the draft up a little bit, because I think that Chromie was definitely very instrumental for them that last game. They're able to get a lot of picks because of it. And now Deathwing also going to get banned away by Clouded Minds. So very different drafts this time around. Samuro is still available. But like I said, I'm not sure if it's quite as good on Towers of Doom as it is on the other map. Because this map for the offlane is all about fast wave clear. Being able to double soak, being able to move around super quickly. And as I say that, Tiger locks in Dahaka, which is everything that I've mentioned up to this point. Very solid offlaner, has super fast clear, super fast sustain, able to move between mid and top and even bottom with a Brush Stalker. Definitely one of the picks you would want to have over on Towers of Doom. Now, out of the other big offlaners, I believe Zul has a pretty fast clear if they want to run that back. But it is going to be the two blondes, Joanna and Anduin, locked in for ATD and Silver Spy. They're not going to run back the tank Diva. They're just going to run the tank Joanna, which should be pretty good for them. Once again, Joanna did get a slight nerf. It's not too big. I saw on Reddit people were really freaking out about it, but it's still a very solid hero, without a doubt. Sylvanas and Brightwing going to get locked in for Rogue and Ruffian. Brightwing, especially on this map, is very solid. Being able to move around and potentially winning the one-on-one over in the offlane is very big. Especially when it's going to be the altars that are both on the bot side and on the top side. If you win one side, you could definitely send in the Brightwing to the other end, basically immediately. But now the Meridian going to get banned away as well. They're going to have to be a different tank for Clouded Minds as well. Sergeant Hammer also going to get banned away. Don't want the draft breaker this time. But definitely going to be interesting to see what they pick. And also, I just realized there has been a change in roster. Sorry, I'm always forgetting it's my second series of the day. I'm still early in the season. But ES Cypher has backed off from Bork Side of the Moon, and I believe was replaced by Cutie Puppy, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was Bacon and Smoke last game. But it is going to be the Vala and Leoric locked in. So Leoric, also one of those offlaners, able to move between lanes super fast, has very strong wave clear. And it's basically exactly what you want over on Towers of Doom. I think the limit to what kind of offlaners you can pick on this map are a lot more limited compared to the other maps. But Li Ming locked in for Trash Mouse and Garrosh. Definitely not what I was expecting coming through for them, but the Genji locked in for Bork Side of the Moon. And the Genji Anduin combo is very powerful. The Light Bomb X-Strike is so difficult to play into. And it's really going to be up to Ruffian to be able to time that cleanse to kind of play around it. But it is something difficult for them. And with no fully dedicated auto attacker, it's going to be difficult to deal with the Genji. I think, once again, this is going to be a pretty close game. I don't think I favor any of these drafts. Let's head into game number 2.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
All right, and we are back in game number 2 between Clouded Minds and Bork Side of the Moon. Now, Clouded Minds need to win this if they want to get the domination for themselves. Bork Side of the Moon need to win this if they want to not get dominated and still have the chance of winning this first series of the NGS for this season for Div B West, I believe. I'm not sure what division Snarfungus cast earlier. That might have been Div B.
3, 2,
Yeah, a lot of games today. There's 4 games total, I believe.
What are you waiting for?
I believe Peldor is casting the final series that should have just started about 10 minutes ago. But we'll be rating that over later. But for now, it's going to be Tempest. Able to get the Earth Shatter on it too, but no follow-up. No boulder toss quite yet. As ATD got to get onto the backside, just throwing out the shield glares. Both sides are kind of looking for it, but Cutie Puppy gonna get boulder tossed into the back and stunned immediately through the protection, actually. And Rogue gets taken down quite low, and I'm not sure if that was a bug or if that's how that works, but that was very interesting because do stuns stop it? Am I just a noob? A lot of unanswered questions, but regardless, first blood going over to Clouded Minds once again. And now they're able to get the Earth Shatter and the Boulder Toss onto ATD as well. Just kind of trying to zone him away. But Bacon already here. And incidentally, this is an auto attack Vala. So it is going to be a lot stronger. This game, if they're able to get to late game. Hungering Arrows is very good for the burst. But I think for this game, they do want that consistent damage. And if the later they get into the game, the stronger this Vala is going to be. Especially if they're able to continue without losing the Gambit stacks. But now Tempest Jet is just getting zoned away. ATD and Tiger is actually down here as well, looking for the play, able to pull onto the healer, and that's the target you want. Now they have the polymorph, they have the boulder toss, and the Silver Spy is going to go down immediately. Now Cutie Puppy still trying to deal damage over the backside, and they're able to get the steal as well. Now ATD trying to keep the sappers away, but they're not going to be able to. Just like that, they're going to lose their cannon tower. And huge wins coming out of Clouded Minds right now. And they're playing really well together. Very structured. And that rotation coming out from Tiger is definitely what won them that fight. That would have been a very difficult play to perform otherwise. Now the Black Arrows come through. Their Sappers come through. And they've already taken down the wall. And they're looking towards Silver Spy again. They do have the Polymorph. And Silver Spy is going to go down one more time. As Clouded Minds got 3 kills to 0. Almost a full level lead at 2 minutes. And they're not done yet. Cutie Puppy gets taken down quite low as well. Now the Condemn is just kind of used for wave clear with the blinds as well. ATD is still looking for something. At least trying to zone them away as Cutie Puppy is protected. The Boulder Toss not going to get Cutie Puppy. But still not enough HP left on the Genji to really perform anything. And I believe Genji was actually nerfed here, but we can talk more about that later as they're able to get the first fort, but Tempest Jet maybe trading the life for it, but Phase Shift comes out just in time. So now that the plays died a little bit, I do believe that Genji did get nerfed slightly. Less HP overall is a bit squishier, which makes him a little bit more dangerous to play. You have to play more correctly. You have to really keep track of cooldowns and all that, but a Cutie Puppy jumping on a Trash Mouse. And this is one of the strong parts of the Genji, trying to play into the Li Ming, but Trash Mouse winning out in the one-on-one. Tempest Jet taking a decent amount of damage from Bacon as well, but no play to be had. It is going to be both of the altars so far, and in fact, the third altar was not taken by smoke, so they could look towards that as well. And Tiger is running up. Rogue is there as well, but it looks like they're just going to focus on the push instead. They're going to come back to the bot lane, make sure that that is being pushed out. So it will be 3 damage going back over towards Clouded Minds. Level 7 talents are already on their side, though. And this is where things get a little bit difficult for Bork side of the moon, because they're going to have to try and deal with this, well, basically immediately. They need to try and get this fort back in their favor, but it's going to be so hard. Trash Mouse dealing so much damage. Tempest Jet so difficult to walk into. Garrosh in general is so difficult to walk into. If you don't respect the range and the immediate engage ability, you're going to get hurt. Right now, it's a 2-on-1 over the top side. Tiger looking for smoke, but the drag's not going to come out. Wraithwalk may have still been up anyway, so potentially not too big a threat, but the Black Arrows are being utilized just to help push this lane further and further in. But in the meanwhile, they're not getting too much over on the bot side. The fort is at half HP. Tempest Jet's getting a little bit of poke down. But Bacon is trying to take the Sapper Camp with ATD, and being able to secure themselves the Sapper Camp is going to help a lot. But actually, there is going to be a kill over the top side as Tiger and Rogue able to take down Smoke. And now they're going to start pushing over onto this top fort. And the Sappers, they're not even able to push in. They're going to get cleared away, but now Tempest Jet able to toss Cutie Puppy back in, who will be able to dash away. But Tempest Jet actually getting taken down quite low. A couple more autos, but not going to be there in time. Now they will get a decent amount of damage onto this fort as ATD trying to get back to safety and will be able to. But it's very impressive. They've managed to defend against that Sapper camp extremely well. It's very difficult to protect this camp from, or this thing from this camp. But now it's going to be 4-on-3. The fort's still not back up. Silver Spy going to get thrown into the back and will get taken down again. They're so good at focusing down the Anduin. But the Condemn is going to utilize Ruffian, about half HP, but will be able to use the Blink Heal to get away. And the Altar will get taken down as well. So that's going to be another 4 points to Bork's side of the moon. And now they're looking for Rogue. Cutie Puppy going to be able to get the kill. Now Bacon trying to take down Rogue, but with the taunt will be okay. And the phase shift and the boulder toss. Now ATD is here with the Condemn, but doesn't really matter. You're alone. They do have the black arrows onto the board. The black arrows just expired. And they're trying to kind of throw the aggro of the tower between the team. And with the pulse heal, they do have a lot of AoE healing. And just like that, they just managed to get the fort back in their favor. But it looks like Cloud of Mines, they're just going to take it right back. It's 37-26, and it's going to be difficult for them. But the defense does come through in the end. Bork's side of the moon able to keep it. And ATD just trying to be a pain, trying to lay Rogue being able to reset. By a little bit of time for the team to show up and gain pressure. Level 10s are now hit by both teams, and I will say they do need to start playing aggressively. Tempest Jet looking for the play, but definitely don't want to aim towards ATD. Now, Bork's side of the moon, and I like this. They're playing aggressive. They're behind. They need to play aggressive. ATD looking for the play. They're on to Tempest Jet. Smoke is here as well. Cutie Puppy's in the backline. The silence does come through, and the Rain of Vengeance as well. The mind control onto everyone, and the X-Ray will come through, but there's no light bomb. Cutie Puppy still trying to deal damage. Will get taken out as well, and now Bacon trying to run away with Silver Spy. A little bit of healing does come through. The Tiger trying to run will be able to go through the brush. Bacon, are you going to be able to run away and toss? My boulder toss, Wrecking Ball, yes, Hector, that is what I mean, but it doesn't matter because Rogue is taken down as well. You are correct, Hector. It is Wrecking Ball. But yes, so they're able to get the teamfight victory for themselves. They're able to take down the fort. And with that, they're also going to have the Sapper Camp pushing and both altars. That's going to be a lot of points. That's going to be another 10 points. Not even counting the Sappers. They should be able to defend against these Sappers anyway. But that's 16 health left. It's going to be very difficult for them to be able to continue playing in this game. They're 2 levels back. And this is one of those maps where sometimes you can just hope to get into the late game, but they fell behind so early, and it's so hard to catch up. And they have not been able to be the ones to aggress onto the plays on even talents yet. And now the hit onto Cutie Puppy. Gonna be able to kill back up. ATD gonna be able to condemn onto 3. Not gonna follow up with any more push. As another kill happens over on the top side. Rogue and Tiger going to be able to get the kill, but they do have the Rain Avengers on the Trash Mouse. ATD looking for the play, but Light Bomb not going to have enough range. Earth Shatter not going to land as well. But the healing is coming through. Condemn will land on it too, and they're able to throw them right back into it. The Iron Skin does come through. Tempest Jet actually going to get stunned, and with the X-Strike will get taken down. And now Tiger is in the middle of everyone, but ATD not going to be able to tank enough, and will go down. Cutie Puppy looking for the play as well, but it's not going to happen. Another 2-for-1 in favor of Clouded Mines as they're able to keep their fort. And Tiger does come down with the Brush Stalker, but Rogue's kind of been the offlaner right now anyway. They've been doing a 2-3 setup, and it's been working wonders for them. They're winning on both sides of the map right now. And a 2.5 level lead. 1 altar is spawning. So for Bork's side of the moon at least, this is not the worst, but they do have 2 forts already stolen, so this one is going to be worth 6 health.
Be swift, heroes.
And it doesn't seem like they will be able to take any of the forts back, so Ruffian will be able to deal fully 6 damage towards Bork's side of the moon. 10 health left. If they're able to maintain this control over the forts, they will be able to get quite a bit, but Silver Spy will get pulled with a drag, will get knocked into the back, and will go down. Trash Mouse actually almost went down there. Used the reset that they got from the Anduin kill to be able to get away. Very interesting play there, and Trash Mouse definitely benefited from the fast kill on a Silver Spy. Yeah, okay, let me just double check this. It's Groundbreaker. I was saying Earth Shatter. It's close enough. But yeah, Groundbreaker and Wrecking Ball. But now Bacon and ATD, they're gonna clear out the mid lane. They were able to take back their top fort, but it's level 16 to level 14, and it's just so hard for them. I think Bork side of the moon, they need a hero play or a mistake coming out from Clouded Minds. Now Tempest Jet gonna get pulled back in. Rain of Vengeance not gonna land, but good damage dealt onto Tempest Jet. And Cutie Puppy still trying to maintain the distance and deal a little bit of poke. Trash Mouse does go aggressively, but no plays to be had there. No, Tempest Jet once again moving forward. It's actually going to take a decent amount of damage, and they do use the ball, and they're able to get the extra on top. Tempest Jet taking so much damage, but so much armor as well. But the mind control and everything coming through. Bacon already taking down half HP, and the drag lands as well. Tiger able to get that kill. And just like that, it's another 3-for-0. The altars are spawning. Entomb gets used, but no one lands in it except for Tiger. And Tiger is definitely not going to be going down in this situation. If they are able to get 2 out of these 3, they will be able to win the game here. Clouded Minds seeing victory in front of them right now. And it doesn't look like Bork side of the moon will be able to contest. Doesn't look like they're going to contest. And game number 2 and the domination goes to Clouded Minds. And with that, the series and the domination goes to Clouded Minds as they win a 2-0 against Bork side of the moon. Very well played by them. They got an early lead and they were able to hold on to it the entire way through the entire series. And Hotspot Lady, this is NGS. It is a public league for all levels. Literally anyone from bronze all the way to GM can play. There's different divisions. I believe Division B is High Plat, Low Diamond, which is what you just watched. But if you're interested, go to nexusgamingseries.org. And then you'll be able to find all the information from there. Fantastic league. Highly recommended to everyone. But with that being said, that's going to be the end of today's stream. I will be back live tomorrow, and I'm going to be back live every single day that there is a game that I am available for, which is going to be most of them. I am casting tomorrow, at least one series, might do a second, casting on Wednesday, Thursday Nexomania, Friday I'm back in NGS. So look forward to that. And once again, a huge shout out to Matchmasters for sponsoring this stream. Matchmasters is a competitive 3v or competitive match 3 puzzle game. Download it for free today and reach the goals to help support the stream. And the more of you that download the game, the more of you that play it, the more I will try and commit to just casting as much as possible. Now, with that being said, let me find the final series of the day and I'll raid you over. Ta-da-da. Holder Hots. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.